Like, y'all, nothing could scare this man away. So it's stuff like that I was just like, okay, Rihanna, you may have to give this man a chance, because he didn't pass the kid test, he didn't pass the distance test, he didn't pass the, he ignored me. Like, he was doing everything right. And then, like I say, eventually it was time to the point where he was like, all right, so what we doing? And I was like, what we doing? We hanging out. And he was like, I've been seeing you for about a month, and we've been talking, and it's been a couple of months. So I was like, yeah, my heart was beating so fast. I'm like, no, I just want to hang out. I just want to be friends. I just want to be cool. And he was like, I'll give you time to think about it, but we need to make a decision. And I was like, and mom was like, you need to give this man a chance. I'm like,
oh my God.
Point of dispute is if we met in college or after college, because I knew him before he knew me. And that's another thing, because I tell him all the time, if I hadn't known him, I would not have dated him. I don't date strangers, child. That's for y'all adventurous, bold people. I have to know somebody that knows you. He want to get me up. I was like, hey, your friend texted me, like, how is it? Give me a glimpse. I will run you through whatever record I have to run you through. I need to know about you. I don't date strangers. So that's why I say I knew him before he knew me. He always is baffled that we have so many mutual friends. He's like, you knew Ree in school? I'm like, I was everywhere. I knew you. I didn't know her at all.
I have never seen you at
I don't know how I was seeing him. He wasn't seeing me, but we'll just let that be. We'll go to the grave with that. Yeah.
Work.
God's plan.
So, you have heard both of our stories. And
in the comments,
yes,
let us know if you think.
I say we met outside college because I didn't meet her inside college, like in campus. I met her outside. She say, oh, we met through CJ, and that's counting as we met in campus in college.
No, I say that because I knew who you were when I was going to college. I knew I would not have added you for.
But that's not how we met. We didn't met inside college. We met outside college. That's what I say.
I think he knew me in college.
Alright, well, you heard both stories. Just comment down
in the comments. Let us know what you think. What's your side of the story? You think he knew me? He was just trying to play it off and trying to be cool? Because we already know that he kind of lied about. Oh, I added her. Then I said he added me like. Do I? He literally was like, "Do I know you?"
Oh my God.
Do I know you?
Oh
you added. That's what it is. See, dudes be out here adding all these girls. Let's see who's gonna say my.
No, that was not me though.
Okay.
That was not me though.
Okay, so we have some questions from people that wanted to know, and we'll address some common questions. A lot of people have the same questions about us. I mean, just a quick summary. I'm African American. He is
Arab.
He's from the Middle East. So people were like, what? How'd y'all meet? Oh my God. Was it Tinder? Was it?
Yep,
nah,
crazy.
we didn't do no Tinder. We didn't do no Bumble.
Tinder.
Like I said earlier, I don't talk to strangers. Us being together, I would say it is very unique. It's not super, like, you don't see it every day. So we do get a lot of questions about, like, just general things, like mainly how you meet, and then like, oh, did his parents like you? Have you been to his country? Have you been to Qatar? Just what is it like? Oh my God, that's so cool. Like, are you gonna have babies? So, to answer some of the main questions, some of these are kind of jumping the gun to what we're talking about in the future, but we can answer them now. We'll kind of give you more details low. And we'll also talk about what made us think that we were ready for that in that whole process between us dating to him out here on one knee. We'll get to that later, okay? So just hang tight with us. But the main thing is, how did our parents react? Stuff like that.
I go first?
You want to go first?
Yeah.
You go first.
So, when I told my parents that, hey, I met this girl through my friend CJ, and I kind of like her very much, actually.
Oh, I think she liked me.
And they were like, oh, do you have a photo? Like, we want to see her. That was the first thing. And I was like, yes.
He loves sending pictures, child. He sending people my pictures.
So I sent him the photo, and my mom, that was through text, After I send the photo, like 5 seconds later, I have cold from my mom. And she was like, "Oh my God, she's beautiful. Yes,
Shout
date
out to his
her,
mama.
date
I love her.
Yeah,
I love her.
So that was my mom reaction. My dad was not in house, so when he came back, I think my mom told him. And then the next morning, he called me and he was like, "I heard some stories about you," and I was like, "Oh shit!" And he was like, "I see this girl. Your mom showed me her photo." I was like, "You like her, daddy?" And he was like, "Yes, she's beautiful." I was like, you don't care. She's different skin color, right?" And he was like, "Absolutely no, bro. No, like, you date whatever you want. If you have feelings for her,
Yes,
go for it." And that's it. He never said like, "Oh no, don't date black girls or whatever."
Yeah.
So how was your parents?
So it was kind of similar. Well, kind of similar. I'm very private with my life, so I wasn't quick to be like, "Hey, mama, like I'm talking to this boy." I really, because like I said earlier, I was not expecting this to work out, so I didn't tell them about him for a long time. They knew I was hanging out with somebody. They knew I was hanging out with somebody, apparently, because I was, you be on your phone texting, you be smiling, you trying to put your phone up real fast. It became kind of obvious. So one night he came to my house to pick me up, and usually he would just come. I'll go outside, we would leave. And one night, mom was like, "Tell that boy to come in here," and I was like, "Oh shoot!" And mama, she's really cool, down to earth type of lady. But when it comes to her kids, she don't play.
True.
Yeah, she don't play basically. So she was like, "Bring him in here," and I was like, "I didn't even get to coach him. I didn't get to drill him." And he's very shy. At first, he's very shy. And so I was like, "Oh gosh, like, mama said you gotta come in," and he was like, "Oh, what?" I said, "She said you gotta come in."
I was
freaking
freaking
out. And I
out.
was like, "She said we can't leave until you come in." So I was like, "You gotta come in." So he's like, "Okay." I got the car. I put his little shirt down. He was like, "Where's she at?" I was like, and she's sitting on the couch. She didn't get up and greet him. She was just like,
I do
"Hello,"
remember
and she gave him a little mug. Mama also is petite and short, so but she don't let the height fool you. She can get down. So she was like, "Hi, what's your name?" And he gave his little speech, and he's like, I'm Salim." I'm sitting there like, this is not how I planned for the whole meet the parents thing to go. And so she met him. She was like, "Okay, bye." And he was like, "Okay, ma'am." And like he left. And it was like her breaking the end of him. And so after she met him, she kind of told me, she was like, you need to talk to him, give him a chance. And I was like, "What? Huh?" It's like, "Make sure you be nice to him." And I was like, "I am being nice." She was like, "No, be nice." And I was like, "All right." So that right there showed me that she liked him. My dad was similar. He lives out of state, so he didn't get to like do the whole see him in person for a while. I really don't remember. Well, they talked on the phone eventually after a while.
A couple of times before I ever met your dad.
Yeah. And my dad, so they would call each other and he couldn't always hear Salim, and they'd be like on the phone, "Hello, hello." I'd be like, "Oh God, this is stressful." But my dad's whole thing was like, if you're happy, I'm happy. Like, he's not going to tell me, unless you're just a trash person, it's hard for him to be like, "Oh no, that ain't it." Of course he was impressed when he first met him. He was very impressed. And Salim, I mean, it speaks to his character, but he was very confident in what he was doing. It wasn't any games to be played. So whenever it was nothing to hide, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna let your daughter." My dad, our parents are fully support. They are our biggest fans. Through this whole journey, they've been our biggest fans.